Second down, Dallas.
Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays.
Hey, Logan, don't forget to send me the invite.
Yeah, making a place. You talking the game, get you through the days. Behind the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. Sport all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports all plays.
What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Sports Status Podcast. This is your host, Nate the Great, and I'm here today with two of the co-hosts here on the show, Logan Kendrick and Colby Turner. Today, like any other day, we're doing a Madden stream of the Baltimore Ravens versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Of course, need to get the things pulled up, and they're picking their teams right now. But
Hey, Logan.
Yeah, hold on, man. I'm having some trouble.
While this is going on, we're gonna be covering a lot of.
The Cowboys are going on 4th and 6 right now, actually.
Well, he just said the answer. We're going to
From
talk
the
a lot
40
about the NFL games right now. Well, what Cole said before the show started, he has a lot that he has to say about the Dallas Cowboys.
There's a flag on the play right now.
So
looks like it's going to be on Tampa.
So go ahead, Cole. Give your thoughts. What's your thoughts on this Dallas Cowboys team?
I'm a little bit mad at the offense right now. They've basically been stalling like the whole game. Like, that's just unexpected. Come on now. But the defense, they're really shining tonight. Like, I am so proud of this defense. They are a lot better than they were last year, and I think if they maintain this discipline, we'll be just fine. Also, with the offside on the play currently, that'll be a 4th and 1 Dallas now.
I don't know. There's one thing about what you just said where I don't agree with.
What's up?
I don't think their defense is a lot better than last year. In fact, there's one position, and that position is shining tonight, that I think is a lot better than last year, but everywhere else on that defensive side of the ball is worse.
What position do you think is shining? Because I think the safety position is shining.
Outside linebacker.
You think outside linebacker?
Yeah.
Also, the Cowboys just took out Dak Prescott in exchange for Cooper Rush.
They ended up getting Anthony Brown from the Minnesota Vikings, and that helped out that linebacker position a lot.
And then we also have Houston, who is subbing in for James Washington tonight.
Leighton Vander Esch, he got 6 sacks in this game with 3 assists. Anthony Brown, 5 sacks in this game with 2 assists. But the best
thing about tonight is there was no roughing the passer penalty at all by the Cowboys.
That's true. That is true.
So far.
Yeah, that's true. There's 4:30 left in the clock, so there's still plenty of time. And I don't think they're gonna win, but they could get a roughing the passer penalty.
I think Cowboys will score a touchdown.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, the Cowboys are already on the. I need to double check here.
They're
on the 34-yard line.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can. And Cooper Rush, unfortunately, gets sacked. All the way brought down by about... Let me check. Okay, they're showing a replay of the sack.
So,
where was the O-line on that? I'm questioning the O-line right now.
Yes, their offense. Wait, which O-line are you questioning?
They're going on 4th and 15. I can't believe it right now.
Oh.
Come on. Please. Ah.
They didn't get it?
Nope.
All right, so
It's all right back to Tampa.
Logan, I'm going to go ahead and give What are your thoughts on this Dallas Cowboys team? What are your takes on this game?
I think. So far, I don't really like the way the Cowboys are playing. To be honest, I know it's the first week, so.
Okay, Jaguars fan.
I'll give them a little bit of a break, and I will get on
Jaguars fan.
I will get to that very shortly, sir. Don't you worry.
Okay, Jaguars fan.
I have some hot takes coming about the Jaguars.
Hey, Logan, can you send the invite?
Yeah, I had to. I was having some technical difficulties. Real quick.
Oh, I have the. Okay.
Nate, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. All right, I forgot what team I was.
You are the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Steelers. Okay. All right.
And I am the Baltimore Ravens.
So, with my takes, there were several games. There was a couple of games that kind of surprised me. I'm not gonna lie, but there were several games where I was 100% spot on. This game is looking like it's going to be one of them. I said, what the first thing, again, I'm not going to go in too heavy into this, but the first thing that comes at home when you're having family issues, first thing that shows up is at work. Right now, the Buccaneers are not looking too great. There has not been at all very many passing plays. There's been some, okay, and one of the only touchdown of the night by the Buccaneers was a passing play. I get that. It's the Baltimore Ravens. Going back to this game right here, the one that we're live streaming, Baltimore Ravens just got a touchback. For the Buccaneers, versus Cowboys, the season opener, Buccaneers did not run the ball too much in this game. Now we're seeing a lot of that. On it. The offensive line for the Buccaneers is right now, for those that are watching this game, you're only seeing 2 starters because everybody else is healthy. Everybody else is not healthy. Down hurt. And one starter went down hurt today. I think it was their left guard. Ooh, pass is complete. Big one for the Baltimore versus Pittsburgh game. It's not looking great at all for the Buccaneers. Or the Saints, for that matter. But I'll get to that in a little bit.
The Saints actually beat the Falcons today by a field goal.
Yes, but I'll get to that when we get to that. But starting off from the top and then going all the way down. Going from the top going all the way down. We're going to talk another NFC East team. The Philadelphia Eagles beat the Detroit Lions today 38-35. That game was a lot closer than I thought it would be.
That game I did not expect the Lions to do so well. Like, full honesty.
I saw bits
the Lions
and
have
pieces
potential.
Of that game. I didn't see the whole game, but I saw bits and pieces, and Lions looked great. I thought most of the game was a 10-point game. And there was a flag down on the play for the Baltimore Ravens. I'm just going to say it. If Eagles did not have A.J. Brown in this game, they probably would have lost. Do you agree?
I agree.
What is it?
If Eagles did not have A.J. Brown in this game, they probably would have lost.
And I gotta tell you that. I gotta tell you, the fact that it was so close does not give me hope for this Eagles team this year.
A.J. Brown.
I was actually talking on ASAP earlier today. some of the guys were saying that the Eagles are going to win the division. What do you think?
Oh, I know they are.
After seeing this game, it's hard to tell.
I know they are.
I think the Cowboys are going to come in second and Washington in third.
Flip that. Dallas in third. And I wouldn't be surprised if they finish in last.
I think Washington is going to be second, yeah.
Hey, they beat Jacksonville.
Well, I was going to get to that. Nate, can I get to that now, or is there an order?
I was going to go in order, but if you really
Okay, well, let's go in order. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have some hot takes, though.
Next up, Chicago Bears versus San Francisco 49ers. Bears, my prediction was bad this one. Baltimore's in the red zone, and J.K. Dobbins scores the first touchdown. Ravens on top 6-0. So, my prediction was terrible.
What was your prediction?
I thought the 49ers were going to spank them, beat them up, and this wasn't even going to be close. And I even said, besides Justin Fields, name who the best player on this team is. Looking like after today, who is the best player on the San Francisco 49ers?
Nobody.
Okay, normally it's probably going to be Deebo Samuel, but today I don't know if I can even say that.
Are you sure that is the real 49ers?
Come on now. Deebo Samuel didn't even lead the team in receiving yards today. That goes to Jawan Jennings, who I haven't even heard of until today.
There were some guys on the Cowboys who I haven't even heard of till today.
Brandon Ayuk came in second with 40. Ray McLeod only had 1 receiving yard. Oh. Okay. Pick a number between 1 and 10. This will tell you. I'm just trying to.
How is that roughing the passer?
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Pick a number between 1 and 10. Oh, actually, just pick a random number. And this will tell you. No, you're off. Way off. This will tell you how much the lead. I guess what I'm trying to say is the leading number of carries from the receiving corps was 4. It was spread out. Trey Lance was trying to throw it to everyone. I think really with Trey Lance, they're trying to figure out who's my guy. With the Chicago Bears, Justin Fields has a little bit of experience. Matt Nagy, gone. And now this team started to shine.
Justin Fields looked good on the highlights that I've seen.
Especially in the second half. So, I'm going to give this to Logan. What are your thoughts on this game?
I'm sorry. I was too busy focusing on the touchdown. What game is this?
What are your thoughts on Chicago 49ers?
I basically just watched a few highlights of it. The 49ers. 49ers were not really. I don't know. They didn't look too good.
I think this year's going to be a tank season for the 49ers.
I think it might be a little too early to say that.
I feel like Chicago should have been a very beatable team.
I think this is too early to say that. The reason I say that is look at 2 years ago. Jacksonville Jaguars versus Indianapolis Colts week 1.
Don't remind me.
Jaguars won. But who finished
Don't
up with the better
remind
record?
me.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to prove a point. Jaguars won that game, but who finished up with the better record that season and on the safety? Pittsburgh's in the lead 9-6.
Nice.
But that's just that's just my point though. I think
that's fair. And the thing with week 1, dude, the week with preseason really doesn't show you a whole lot. It shows you what the backups and third string are capable of. But I mean, really, week 1 just kind of shows you where these teams are looking.
I think somebody explained it really well. I had a friend of mine last year on the ASAP network, and in fact, he's still on the ASAP network. Mike Hughes. He said it really well.
Oh, the guy I was talking to earlier?
Yeah. He said that week 1, forget the record. Week 1 is just to focus on one thing. What are the players' weaknesses? What are the team's overall weaknesses? And at the time when this game would happen, the Steelers had beat the Buffalo Bills 16-10 was the final. Their weakness was their offensive line. Bills made the playoffs, the moral of the story. But the offensive line, as the season went through, improved tremendously. All right, moving on. Moving on to the next one. Well, one of these teams are playing right now. Pittsburgh Steelers scored a last-second field goal and just threw an interception. Scored a last-second field goal in overtime to beat the Cincinnati Bengals 23-20. I'm gonna go last. I saw this game, but I'm gonna go last on this. What are your thoughts on it, Cole?
That game was really close, especially with the way how things went. Wasn't the Steelers game that also went into overtime against the Bengals?
Yes, it went into overtime, and it was 3 seconds away from tying.
Yeah, the Bengals were supposed to win that game with that extra point, but I was like, whenever I saw the highlight of that, like, how do you miss that?
And I was so close from that pick being correct. Baltimore almost just scored a touchdown. Speaking of being really
hey, Logan,
close.
you missed me.
Yeah. Boy, my defense is looking worse than
the Cowboys right now.
Exactly. My defense is worse than the Cowboys' defense right now.
The Cowboys aren't winning this. They're done.
So, nice sack.
That was my fault.
So, Logan, what are your thoughts?
Good God, the officiating, man. Can we talk about the officiating?
For what?
I have officiating comment for the Vikings game, the other game I saw.
For the Bengals versus
that
Steelers,
was questionable as well.
Show. Just like that was a shit show.
I think we're having different times. I think we're having different kinds of jinxes right now.
if I can just say this real quick, at least the good thing for the Bengals is that they're used to the referees absolutely screwing them over. Cough, cough, Super Bowl at anybody.
No, the Super Bowl is won fair and square by the Rams.
I kind of agree with Cole on that. I agree with Cole.
It's true.
No, the NFL is scripted. You guys can't prove me wrong.
Oh, gosh.
No.
Not this again.
Yes.
Yes, this again. Let's talk about it. The fact
also, what did you think of that touchdown right there with Lamar Jackson?
I don't want to talk about that, but what I want to talk about is the fact that Los Angeles was not a good football market until the Rams won the Super Bowl.
Oh, well, the first Super Bowl or the second one? Oh, wait, no,
the
never
one
mind.
that they just won.
What?
The one that they just won in Los Angeles.
No, I'd say the first one was pretty good marketing.
So,
even though they lost.
Let's move on. And okay, actually, I do have one thing to say. I told everyone on Facebook that there were 2 games that I thought were going to be very closer than people thought. This was one of them. Even though I picked the Bengals to win, I said on my Facebook page that this was going to be very close. And look what happened. They were
It was, but you got the wrong team.
True, for the wrong team. Their offensive line Bengals' offensive line was terrible. Bengals were this close to becoming the first team since 2012 to win a game, even though they turned over the ball 5 times. And you know who the team that did that last time?
Who?
The team that we're going to... Never mind, we're waiting on that. Yeah, let's wait on that. Okay. The next game. Miami Dolphins versus the New England Patriots. Dolphins...
I had the Patriots winning that.
Dolphins blew out...
Wait a minute, I had the Dolphins, my bad.
I had the Dolphins too. We both had the Dolphins. I remember there was one game that we had different. That's one of the afternoon games.
Yeah, because I was the one that said the Dolphins always beat the Patriots.
Yes, you said that, and I said that the main reason I'm picking the Dolphins is because of Tua's record against Bill Belichick. And that extends.
Especially Mac Jones being the Patriots quarterback right now.
That's extending to 4-0. Logan, since you weren't on the show, what are your takes on it?
Yeah, I hate to say it. I kind of saw the Dolphins winning that as well. Miami seems to be not a good place for Bill Belichick. Seems to have like a very bad
record.
It's kind of like a curse for him. Kind of like the Colts can never win at TIAA Bank Fields.
Excuse you?
You heard what I said.
Cease your heresy. Cease it.
You heard what I said.
Cease your heresy, buddy.
I saw the Dolphins. Yeah. I saw the Dolphins winning that game. I didn't know it was going to be that.
This show is known for jinxes. This could be one of them.
I really thought it was going to be a closer game. And
this is true, Nate. We jinx a lot of shit on this show, honestly.
Yeah, so next week the Colts are winning at Jaguars. Calling it now. Everybody, place your bets in. Oh, what a beautiful pass!
Oh gosh.
I am very angry at Dallas right now.
Next game on the schedule. Next game on the schedule is the Colts and the Texans. Perfect timing.
Oh wait, hold on, real quick. Hey, Cole, you want to know why Dallas is America's team?
Shut up.
Oh,
because they watched the Super Bowl at home with the rest of America.
Shut up.
You're still my joke. You're still my joke.
Is that where I heard it from? I heard it from you.
It was from me. It was from me.
Oh my God! Now I'm sorry, Nate. I thought I saw that joke elsewhere.
Hey, buddy.
Okay, let's
Jacksonville
move on.
choked big time today.
Cole,
I
I'm
don't
gonna let
want.
you go
We're not
first.
talking about that yet, sir.
Jacksonville choked big time.
You're not talking about that
The
yet.
wrong
Nate,
AFC
continue,
South
please.
team. Like how he's avoiding the topic.
Avoiding the topic.
Colts and Texans both avoided a loss. See what I did there? They tied 20-20. Cole, what?
Come on!
Oh gosh!
What?
Man.
Hey, Nate. But yeah, that Colts versus Texans game was actually really exciting.
I hate that there wasn't a winner though. It was an exciting game. Like I said, it was going to be.
I didn't expect it to be that close.
I did. Didn't I say that the Colts were going to win by 4?
When both teams are so trash that they tie each other.
You're trash.
Well, maybe if the Texans,
watch them
spend
both
less
make the
time
playoffs.
hiring massage therapists and spend more time, learning the game of football, maybe that wouldn't have happened.
Ooh.
David Mills actually did really good today.
Did you hear what I said, Logan, about after you made that take about them being both trash?
What's that?
What?
I said watch both the Texans and the Colts make the playoffs.
Yeah, well, I
mean, don't jinx it, Nate.
It's not going to happen, but sure.
Are we jinxing
Texans,
it
maybe.
now?
Yeah, I disagree.
In fact, while we're talking about playoffs, let's talk about the Jaguars making it, because they are definitely going all the way to the Super Bowl.
No, they're not.
All right, next topic. Saints and the Falcons.
Oh,
that game was super weird.
It was
what
weird.
a shit show that was.
The Falcons were in the lead in the fourth quarter, all right? Then they get a flag. I forgot what that flag was all about, but come on now, Falcons. You guys just took a lead, and you let the Saints kick a field goal to win.
And I didn't expect
that is the biggest
either.
choke artist right now.
This was one that, even though I picked the Saints to win, this was one I did not at all expect. Even though I should have, because this is something that they do over and over and over and over and over and over and over. I sound like a broken record because that's what they are.
Frankly, I wish both teams lost.
Or tied, you mean.
I'm really sad that there has to be a winner in this game, because I would love for both teams to lose, because the Falcons were complete trash, and I don't want the Saints to win any games.
Buddy, you like the Saints, though.
No, that's a misconception.
You went to the Caesars Superdome. How many times while you lived in Louisiana?
Both to root for Florida teams, correct.
But you said you liked it.
I like the dome. I just don't like the team.
That's a lie. We know you like it.
I mean, Alvin Kamara literally just assaults people in Vegas to try to freaking.
Oh gosh.
I don't know. Yeah. I said it. I'm sad.
Yeah, this was game.
Can we please have Logan join ASAP?
This was a yeah, I'll talk to Jay about that.
I think he'd get along with everybody in there.
So this was a game that it was a slap in the face. Let's just say that. Because
about the Falcons,
I didn't expect this coming, but I should have. Because they're a broken record, like I just said. They do this over and over and over again.
You know what else is done over and over again?
The fact that
Cole throwing an interception, baby.
Literally says that I get a complete pass.
All right, and let's move on to the next one. The second to last 12 o'clock game. There's not much I have to say on this one because this was another one that I completely expected. Baltimore Ravens, the other AFC North team that is playing right now on Madden, beat the New York Jets 24-9. I was getting kind of worried because it was 0-0 at the end of the first quarter. And then
hey, buddy, get sacked, boy.
I was kind of getting worried about this pick because it was 0-0, and then this happened. Not the getting sacked part, but or that. So I'm going to give this to the team that is playing the Baltimore Ravens right now. Cole, what is your take on the Baltimore versus New York Jets?
I didn't see anything, but I knew the Jets were going to lose. Because the Jets just plain suck. The Jets suck. I feel sorry for anybody in ASAP that is a Jets fan. I will literally go over there and give you guys a hug.
I don't know anyone who is.
But if they exist,
I know one.
I'm coming over and I'm giving you a hug.
I know one New York Jets fan, and he is not on ASAP. He has been on ASAP, but as a special guest. And he is ESPN reporter.
Lamar Jackson just tripped over.
We're not going to talk about that. I like how this game's just a stale fest right now.
Logan, what's your take on it? What's your take on it?
Well, my take is relatively simple. I feel like if Zach Wilson had a little more motivation, like for example,
if other girls' mothers,
if some moms were in attendance, some MILFs, I guess, I feel like he would have played a lot better.
I'm on a show.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I was. Anyway.
Yeah, I also brought that up.
Yeah, the show is the.
Sorry about that.
PG-13, Not bad.
And the Steelers don't have enough time to kick the field goal.
So let me try saying what I said in a more E for everyone style. Like, hi kids. So when Zach Wilson likes your mommy very much.
The birds and the bees.
Yeah, the birds and the bees. I just feel like if he had a little more motivation, he probably could have won that game.
Hey, Nate, we were actually talking about this on ASAP chat earlier, where Joe was being the biggest troll. Do you remember that, Nate?
Yes, I remember that.
That was funny, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Jay was just going off left and right.
Next game was the Washington Commanders versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, Logan, I'm going to go ahead except that you're not on streamer.
Interception!
Throw an interception. I want to talk to you about how completely trash that game is. I want to talk about how trash the Redskins are. I want to talk about how trash FedEx Field is. How much time do I have? Do I have like 2 minutes?
Yeah.
You have all the time you need.
Okay, perfect. So first off, let's talk about frickin' Fabio over there. Number 16, I think it is, for the Jacksonville Jaguars. A certain quarterback we all know and love.
You mean we all know and hate?
Well, that might be true, but I don't see why you would hate him. I don't see why you would hate Fabio if he's not even a threat to the NFL. This dude gets a little bit of pressure, and he's like, oh, let me throw it right to the Redskins. I'm sorry, the redacted, whatever they're called currently.
Commanders.
Yeah, the Commanders, thank you. And by the way, while we're talking about the Jaguars, I want to talk about that horrible offensive line that they have. You know, I know it's called an offensive line, but it's to me they're an offensive line because it literally offended me watching that shit. You know, I kind of wanted to shower in Clorox bleach after watching that freaking game. You know, I feel like I got ripped off as a season ticket holder. And, you know, right now I kind of want to burn TIAA Bank Field to the freaking ground. Any comments?
Yeah.
I'm going to steal that line. I'm going to go
All
ahead
right,
and steal
FBI
that line.
agents. Hey, Logan, I think your FBI agent's going to your house now.
Perfect. I hope there's no TV where I end up staying. That way I don't have to ever watch the Jacksonville Jaguars play ever again. And I'll see y'all next week.
Hey, buddy, guess what?
What's that?
Fumble!
Well, you know what else just fumbled? The Jaguars fumbled their chance to make the playoffs as soon as they stepped onto the field today.
They were 2-5 in the red zone. What they lack is the ability to score when they hit the red zone.
What they lack is everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
They lack your wallet.
Well, that's true. If you've ever been to TIAA Bank Field, you don't even pay for a good experience. Like, you know, these people charge you $9 for a Coca-Cola. You know, they charge you
$17 for beer.
They charge you $2,000 for season tickets, yet they can't produce a good on-field performance.
All right,
buddy, how much do they charge for beer?
Too much money.
I gotta go ahead.
Especially because after watching the Jaguars, you instantly become an alcoholic. It's like a law.
You want to know what made me really mad?
What's that?
Okay, Nate, this is a little story from the concert that I went to. I went to go up to purchase something. Guess how much that something was?
What?
The normal price for the something is like $5. Guess how much it was at the concert?
20.
Yep.
Okay. So we have 5 games left.
Oh, I want to hear y'all's opinion about the Jaguars.
Jaguars. I kind of gave my short take already. They struggle a lot when it comes to red zone offense. They were 2 for 5 in the red zone. Which means that they went to the red zone 5 times today, and they weren't able to.
How was that not a touchdown?
Speaking of jinxes, they weren't able to score when it comes to the touchdown. That was a terrible jinx.
Touchdown, Baltimore!
And to be honest with you, if they were able to, I would probably say they would have won. Jaguars would have won, and they would have won by a lot. Cole, what is your take?
I knew that Washington was going to win. Just because I hate the Jaguars? Sorry, Logan.
Sad Jaguar growls. Also, real quick, sorry to interrupt, Cole, but as a Jaguars fan, I'm legally obligated to say Duval
sucks.
Oh, I know they do.
But Duval County seems great, though. I can't wait to move in.
Anyway,
hey, Nate, you know a Gridiron Universe?
Yeah, I do.
One of the guys is wondering where I went because the Cowboys lost.
So, going on to this next game, and speaking of Dallas, there's one thing that happened in Dallas game that also happened in the Minnesota game that I am pretty much frustrated about. In the Minnesota Green Bay game, they called a running the kicker. Basically, running the kicker is kind of like roughing the kicker. The only difference is running the kicker is not intentional. Here's where I'm confused. Green Bay, Minnesota. Green Bay had a running the kicker. So when the punt happened, there was a 5-yard penalty, and Minnesota had basically went up 5 yards because it was running the kicker, and it was 1st and 5. No, it was 1st and 10, but it was 5 yards after they went down. Fast forward to the Dallas game. It was the same thing, except it was a different penalty cost. They had to redo the punt. But everything else about it was the same.
Hey, Nate, this is just coming out of a Gridiron universe, but this is what one guy is saying. House of the Dragon was way better than the second half would have been.
The second half, I'm confused. What are you talking about?
The Cowboys game.
The Cowboys game?
Yeah.
That game was just rough, but we already talked about that, so.
Yes. I know, but I'm receiving enormous trash talk. I hate my life.
This was one of the games I told you about where I saw this 100% coming.
What was it?
The Vikings Packers game. I saw that 100% coming. Packers didn't have a lot of good receivers. And they had a slow start to start the last year's season, so I thought they were going to have a slow start this year as well. I think both teams are going to the playoffs, but I think the Packers were going to have a slow start in week 1. Well, actually, they start the season and lose their week 1 matchup. When this team plays again, which I believe it will be in week 16, I think Green Bay is going to pull this off and win.
Hey, Logan. Guess his X Factor is on.
Ooh, okay. Cole, what's your take on it?
What's up?
Green Bay versus
the
Minnesota.
Green Bay Packers versus Vikings game?
Yeah.
I wasn't really being too much paying attention to it because I was getting ready for the Cowboys game, but from what I saw, the Packers did really look kind of slow. I think this is going to be one of their off years.
It feels like every year is an off year for them.
Especially for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I will say this about the Packers, though. I think they are going to have the best defense that they've had since they won the Super Bowl against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Anyway.
You never know, Nate.
Logan, what's your take on the team?
Oh boy, so it's pretty well documented that people from Wisconsin tend to drink a lot, and I think I could see why.
Sorry for us talking about alcohol so much.
Yeah, no, I hope adult audience is listening today. I kind of feel for the Packers fans a bit. Not only do they have to live in Green Bay, Wisconsin, but then they also have a team that is kind of half-asses everything, it seems.
Kind of like Jacksonville.
It kind of like Jacksonville, except Jacksonville is actually in a warm climate, Yeah. Games are actually decent to attend.
But y'all leave after about the first half.
Well, that is true, but it's easier to leave the parking lot after.
Kind of like an LV Bell game. Oh, wait.
Kind of like a Central game.
So,
also, what did you think of that first down, Logan?
He would rather not talk about it.
His X Factor is on.
I would actually rather have a knife slid into my throat than talk about that.
That was being edgy.
It's fine. I'm gonna get canceled anyway at some point, so that's cool.
You're already canceled by Coaster Studios, remember?
Let's not talk about that. But anyway,
The next one.
so yeah, so football.
Touchdown.
The next game.
More.
The next game was another one that I kind of have to eat some humble pie on. The New York Giants versus the Tennessee Titans.
Oh boy.
Who won that?
Giants did. I thought this one was also going to be a blowout and Tennessee was going to win. Nope.
Giants are at the top of the division right now.
Giants scored a late touchdown, very late touchdown, and there was about a minute left on the play. And Brian DeBull, I think the guy's I'm not sure if I pronounce that last name. DeBull, somewhere around there. He made a very gutsy play and decided to go for a 2-point conversion instead of kicking it to tie it. Titans were up 20-19, and the 2-point conversion worked. Saquon Barkley went in and scored the 2-point conversion. So now they tried to go back and see if the Titans can come back and score a game-winning field goal. They were in the territory to do that, but just like a lot of these plays today, especially with Pittsburgh-Cincinnati, that was weird. There was a missed field goal attempt. And the Giants ended up winning 21-20.
Nate, Dak just received the injury.
Dak did?
Yeah, that was why he was taken out.
Wow, okay.
He's going to be missing multiple games because of a hand injury.
Ooh.
Yeah, it says it'll require surgery. I just saw that.
Okay, never mind about Dallas going third. I think Dallas is finishing last.
Yep. Well,
not really. Cooper Rush is pretty good.
On the flip
Cole,
side,
I just want to pay my respects to you, Cole, real quick, buddy. You're gonna need it.
On the flip side,
it's gonna be a challenging season.
On the flip side, I think Dak's injury is going to save Mike McCarthy's job.
I think Mike McCarthy's going to get fired.
Oh, you mean Couch Mike?
I think that he will as well. I just don't think it will be by Halloween. And I said that earlier. Wait, what happened? Oh,
complete pass
slant. Screen again. Okay.
Hey, Logan, what you think of that?
Couch Mike is gonna get fired.
Okay. Yeah, that was some breaking news there. Cole, what's your take on this Giants game?
For the Giants versus Titans game? Yeah, the Titans winning it too, but like, come on now. The Titans losing to the Giants? What is this madness of a universe we're living in right now?
I think this was another one where I didn't see this coming, but it was a slap in the face.
Nate, I feel like we're in the multiverse right now.
And here's why I'm saying that. Giants drafted a lot of offensive line protection. I get what you said on the last show about this being too experienced. They have not played regular season NFL games, so they might start off slow. I get that. They didn't this time. And who is on this team? Who is not on this team last year that was on this? I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Who is not on this team this year that was on this team last year? We talked about him earlier, A.J. Brown. So
Julio Jones is one of them.
Julio Jones too, but Julio Jones didn't really make a big impact in Tennessee.
He's making a big impact in Tampa.
True, but it's a warmer climate.
That's what they said.
So Well, okay, let me clarify that. Dallas is a warmer climate than Tennessee. Because Tampa, he hasn't played a home game in Tampa yet.
Hey, Logan. This game's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Most competitive games on ASAP right now.
When the
What do you
real
have to say?
when the real NFL games kind of let you down this week, you always have me and Cole to throw in.
Here you up.
I'm gonna have to go ahead and take a little bit of. I'm gonna have to go ahead and stop for just a little bit.
You can go ahead and send out the advertisements if you want.
No, I'm gonna have to be off for a little while. It's gonna take a little bit longer than expected.
Oh, buddy.
And
why
didn't you snap it? Go snap it multiple times, Roethlisberger. Good old Captain Fat Fuck is at it again.
Language. You forgot you're on ASAP.
That's okay. Nate's not here to enforce the rules.
Yeah.
So when Nate's not here to enforce the rules, there's no rules. You know
but
what
I'm
I mean?
here to enforce them.
Oh no, I'm so scared. Yeah.
Boo.
Oh, buddy. What
We
happened?
choked. We choked.
Yeah, you did. It's coming down to the wire here right now, though.
Yeah, that Cowboys game made me really mad.
I bet it did. Trash.
At least Nate isn't jinxing this game right now.
That is true.
Oh, Lord. Hey, buddy, you forgot to call a timeout.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
Have you considered maybe I'm not calling one intentionally?
Have you considered one that's going to be your mistake?
I'll show you a mistake.
You were a mistake.
I know I was.
Yes!
No.
You said you were going to show me a mistake, and you did.
No.
Yes.
That's the sound of me choking.
That's the sound of the Jaguars losing. See what I did there, buddy?
Yeah, I didn't think that's very funny, sir. 2nd and 22.
Look at that beautiful play.
No.
Yes. Am I going to win a stream for the first time?
Time to lock down the ketchup.
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh no, Coleslaw! What are you doing?
No!
What are you doing, Coleslaw?
Nate's missing out.
You had it.
Yes! And you're out of timeouts. Let's go.
Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it!
Yes. Yes.
Damn it!
Woo! Hey, buddy.
Don't want to talk about it.
What was that?
All of my teams have been disappointments today.
Yeah. This is my first win on stream, guys. Let's go. Dude, I murdered you.
Oh, you didn't, bud. It came down to the last play.
And I knew you were going to waste that timeout. Woo! What a good game.
Ben still waving the terrible towels. Oh my gosh. Ben Roethlisberger, man, what are you doing?
This is what they're saying about Dak Prescott. Dallas Cowboys. This game from Arlington, Texas. Dallas Cowboys quarterback will be out several weeks due to an injury to his thumb that requires surgery. Owner Jerry Jones said after Sunday's 19-3 loss to the Buccaneers. Prescott jogged to the locker room late in the fourth quarter to get his right hand examined after he hit his hand at the Buccaneers outside linebacker Shaq Barrett and did not return. Jones said Prescott suffered a fracture near the thumb on his throwing hand. The Cowboys will likely turn to backup quarterback Cooper Rush for next week's game against the Cincinnati Bengals. Prescott, who is now 2-5 in the season opener, in his career completed 14 of 29 passes for 134 yards. He was intercepted once and sacked twice, while the Cowboys were held without a touchdown in the season opener for the first time since 2001. The last time Cowboys scored fewer than 6 points in the season opener was September 10, 1989, a 28-0 loss to the New Orleans Saints, which was the first game of Jones' tenure as owner and general manager, and the debut of Troy Aikman and Jimmy Johnson. The injury caps a strange week for Prescott, who was limited last Thursday's practice because of a sore ankle that he blamed on a new pair of cleats. Prescott kept insisting he was fine and it would not be an issue against the Buccaneers after going through full workouts on Friday and Saturday. Prescott suffered a compound fracture and dislocation of his right ankle in the fifth game of the 2020 season against the New York Giants. He returned to start 16 games last season, setting a Cowboys single-season record with 37 touchdown passes. He missed one start of a calf strain. On the opening drive Sunday, Prescott completed passes to 4 different receivers as the Cowboys moved 54 yards on 14 plays to take a 3-0 lead. After a 51-yard field goal by Brett Mayer, they went 3+ series before they would gain another first down on a 12-yard run by Prescott. CeeDee Lamb caught one pass after the first drive, but just one more from Prescott the rest of the way. Prescott's 134 yards was the second fewest he has had in a game that he has started and finished in his career. He had 102 yards on 11 out of 22 passing on November 30th, 2017 against Washington. The Cowboys signed Prescott to a 4-year, $160 million contract in 2021. per sources on ESPN. What do you have to say to that, bud?
Yeah. No, I mean that's definitely tough for the tough to hear for the Cowboys, man. Week 1. Shit.
There goes my season hopes.
Yeah, I mean the good news is, Cole, if there is good news. I mean the good news is that tickets to the Cowboys games will drop tremendously in price.
Hey, this is true.
So, you got to look at the plus side. I mean, I'm used to Jaguars tickets being pretty cheap because, we're always kind of trash, but.
You're always trash. You've been trash. You'll always be trash.
This is true. Sad Jaguar Grills. This is true. I'm wondering when Mr. Nate's going to come back. Seems kind of weird for the host of all this just to leave suddenly.
I know.
So, yeah.
But yeah, buddy.
Well, I guess I guess while we wait for our host to come back, I guess we'll just continue here. So I want to quickly talk about Thursday's game.
The Kansas City Chiefs versus the Chargers.
No, sir. I want to talk about Thursday's game because I didn't get a chance to talk about that.
Oh, you mean this recent Thursday's game?
Thursday's game against the Bills and the Rams.
I forgot about that.
I'm sure you did. As a lot of LA fans, I imagine, did as well. I just want to talk about the fact that the Los Angeles Rams, defending Super Bowl champion, Los Angeles Rams, completely just obliterated. They didn't even look like a football team. They looked like they maybe belong in the Canadian Football League, maybe.
Jaguars.
Correct. But I feel like the XFL teams would have beat them.
Oh, speaking of the XFL, I am really excited about that.
Oh, I'm sure you are, sir. Anyway, moving on. Josh Allen, man, let me tell you, dude, Josh Allen,
one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now.
Scratch that right now. I say the best quarterback in the league right now. I know we have some people debating as, Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes was good for 1 year, and then people learned what he does. As soon as people caught on to his whole, throwing backwards, no looking passes, they caught on to his play style. Until he learns to adjust, he is a one-trick pony.
No, I blame that on Andy Reid entirely.
Well,
Andy Reid, because Andy Reid has been a choke artist since the Philadelphia Eagles, because every time he went to the playoffs, he'd lose.
Sir, Andy Reid is not a choke artist. He is subject to choking. Have you seen that man? All right, I'm pretty sure.
I want a cheeseburger guy. Yes.
You know what? I have a tremendous amount of respect for Andy Reid, and I'm not going to lie to you. He represents fat people like myself everywhere. But with that being said, I'm pretty sure the playbook is a Waffle House menu.
Right? Hey, Waffle House is good, though. Don't do that to Waffle House. No. The menu for that is KFC.
Hey, KFC, buddy, is complete trash. I agree.
You want to know what is complete trash?
The Jaguars.
Zaxby's.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, buddy,
once you've had Raising Cane, Zaxby's is trash.
True, and plus Fusakli's is also way better.
Was it?
Yes, I had a Fusakli's in Foley, and oh my god.
Oh yeah, no. To your recommendation, I tried that place. And absolutely did. Have you ever dipped the chicken tenders in queso?
No, I did not.
Dude, great experience, man. Anyway,
Fusakli's was good for you, wasn't it?
it was good.
Do you have one of Jack's?
No, they do not, unfortunately. They don't have Raising Cane's here either, but we do have Zaxby's, so congratulations.
That's one thing I'll miss.
You played yourself. And just like the Panthers played themselves today.
Oh, they choked.
Oh,
they choked.
Oh, my Lord, dude.
That last interception by the Browns is what denied them the revenge.
Losing to the Browns is bad enough.
Especially 26-24.
Oh, man. But then when you think about just the choking, dude. The choking. The Panthers should have won that game, like, easily. Easily they should have won that game.
Yes, because Baker Mayfield was throwing really good.
Yeah.
Baker was so happy to be out of Cleveland.
Oh, yeah. Was that all the game? Raiders, Chargers, nobody cares.
Yeah, the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Arizona Cardinals. Did we ever talk about that?
We didn't talk about that, but real quick, the Raiders and the Chargers. Can we both agree that both those teams are equally terrible and we should pay them no attention?
Yes. I think that the Chargers are an underrated team, but I don't think they're playoff contender.
I don't think they're playoff contender. I think they maybe have the potential to win the Tank Bowl, maybe.
We're just going to call them the other team in LA. How about that?
Yes, the more irrelevant team in LA, maybe. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, Chiefs and Cardinals, I guess, is the last one we can talk about.
Did we wait on Nate, though?
No, because that boy's waiting forever, and I want to go to bed soon. We'll just let Nate, figure his life out. We'll talk about football without him. Unless you want to talk about more fast food. I'm always down for that conversation.
Yeah. I think we could talk about fast food for a little bit, in all honesty.
Okay, kill some time. I like it.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, Whataburger versus In-N-Out.
In-N-Out.
Okay, but you're wrong, though.
No, I'm not.
And as somebody from Texas, I am greatly disappointed in you.
Buddy, but don't forget. Well, I did have a good experience at the Whataburger this last time. They actually did make my food really fresh, and I absolutely loved it. Yeah,
but, here you are talking profanities, saying that, In-N-Out is better than Whataburger. Does In-N-Out have a fantastic breakfast menu? No, they do not. All right.
That's because In-N-Out's for lunch.
Okay, but they're not even that good at lunch. Okay,
yes, they are.
The fries are mediocre. Okay. The only reason people like the fries is because they get them animal style. Okay. It's the only reason
I just
they
get
like
my cheese fries.
All right, and in terms of the burgers, they're too small. They're too small. They don't. They have
true, especially for the price. I mean, I'll give it to you on that.
They have flavor. I will say that. I like In-N-Out's flavor, but they're too small. Even the double is like the size of a Burger King single Whopper.
I'm gonna need a triple double or something.
And I gotta tell you, man. Quite frankly, and this is gonna be a real hot take. This is gonna be a real hot take, so you better sit down for this one.
All right, what is it?
I think Wendy's is better than In-N-Out.
Excuse you.
All right, and I will explain this. Okay, so
Get
on
off my
Friday,
Discord.
so on Friday night, I had Wendy's, and I had like this bourbon bacon burger, and it legitimately tasted fresh. It tasted fresh. It tasted delicious. The fries were hot, and I had some spicy nuggets to go along with it, and the spicy nuggets were just as good, man. Like, I think people sleep on Wendy's.
I mean, Wendy's does have a bad reputation, though.
Well, sure, they do. I mean, the thing people like about In-N-Out is the consistency. You don't find that at Wendy's. What you need to do, you need to find yourself a good Wendy's and stick to it.
Kind of like girls.
My God. Anyway,
Just saying, once you find yourself a good woman, treat her right, you'll get yourself
what, bud? You want to continue that conversation?
You'll be happy, all I'm gonna say. Let's see.
Hey, I got yelled at for saying something earlier about Zach Wilson and your mama. And so you can't say what you were about to say.
Hey,
man.
I'm just saying, if you treat a woman right, make her happy, it will pay off. I'm just saying, it will pay off and it'll be worth it.
Sir.
I'm not saying anything wrong here. I'm just saying facts. If you treat a woman right,
sir,
then it'll be the best thing that's ever happened.
You will be kicked off the ASAP Sports Network ASAP if you continue that bullshit. All right.
No, I'm just saying this is facts.
Well, anyway, moving on, sir. All right. Wendy's. If you find a good Wendy's, you stick with it, man. You stick with it. I think the Wendy's is very good. I see Nate's chat bubble like kind of turning green occasionally. So I think
I'm seeing it turn green too.
So I think he wants to try to communicate with us, but he just can't. He just can't because we're carrying this stream right now with nothing related to football. So with
I just told him we're doing a fast move bracket before he gets back.
Okay, perfect. So what are your hot takes related to fast food?
I just want to say Texas Roadhouse versus Logan's Roadhouse. Can we talk about that for a minute?
Absolutely. I will start. Texas Roadhouse by far.
I 100% agree with you. Roadhouse, especially with the cinnamon bread.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Now here we go. Let's bring. You mentioned the steakhouses, even though they're not fast food. But here we go. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Right? So
I mean, they technically are fast food sit down, though.
They're fast casual, maybe. The point is, all right, Outback Steakhouse, Longhorn Steakhouse, Texas Roadhouse,
Chris Roos.
What?
You forgot about Chris Roos.
Sir, that is okay. That does not even belong in that list. That is fancy steak, and it does not count.
I've actually been to Chris Roos before with the family.
So, okay, well, between the four of those, I think it goes Texas Roadhouse at number one. It is the legendary steakhouse between the four of them. All right. And then you have Outback Steakhouse, which I think is underrated. I'm not going to lie to you.
Hey, Logan, have you ever been to Babes?
Sir, I am trying to make a list, okay?
I'm saying, don't forget about Babes.
I don't know what that is.
Oh my God, I need to take you next time you're in Texas.
Number 3 is Longhorn Steakhouse. And that is not to say that Longhorn Steakhouse is bad by any means.
I haven't been to Longhorn Steakhouse in forever.
It's just I like Outback a little better. You know, they got the bloomin' onion, which was a little bit smaller than I remember last time I ordered it. But Longhorn Steakhouse, man, don't sleep on Longhorn. I'm telling you.
Oh, I know.
And then at number 4, only because I can't think of any other fast casual steakhouses, is Logan's Roadhouse. Which, quite honestly, being that my name is Logan, I am ashamed that they used my name in such a pure, utter garbage way. You know? Like I feel like when TGI Fridays, Chili's, and other places that aren't even known for steaks can beat Logan's Roadhouse, I feel like they should, sit down and be humble,
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, what is your steakhouse chain list? But
I'm gonna have to go with Texas Roadhouse, Logan's, and then Longhorn.
Man, you're sleeping on Outback?
Yep, I haven't been to Outback yet. I need to go.
And why are you ranking Logan's Roadhouse so high?
Because last time I've been to Logan's, it was actually pretty good. I'll give it that.
Well, I have to disagree.
I'm a burger person. I'm more of a burger person than I'm more of a steak person.
Did you almost say a burger portion? You're a burger portion.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, did you know Dickie's actually made a burger restaurant?
Yeah, dude, I haven't been to Dickie's in a very, very, very long time. But while we're talking about Dickie's, I guess I'll give you a hot take on them too.
Speaking of which, we have an arena called the Dickie's Arena in Fort Worth.
That's fantastic. But anyway,
all right, I'm
guess
back.
how much was spent to build it?
Oh my god! Thank God Nate is back because I was about to choke you out for saying that Dickie's is actually like a respectable place. All
Dickie's
right.
Arena cost us $1.1 billion to build.
Okay, so what happened while I was gone?
We were just making a fast food bracket, and then I said something about treating women right, things like that.
Okay, that's a weird subject to talk about on a sports show.
It is a very weird subject. And Nate, I'll have you know I tried to stop it.
Hey, I was saying this. If you treat a woman right, it'll go a long way and it'll be worth it.
Yeah, that is a weird
100% it'll be worth it.
All right, well,
anyway,
spot,
so I wanted to talk about football, but Cole was like, "Oh no, we should talk about."
What was the last game? What was the last game that we talked about? Was it Giants Titans?
We need to talk about the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Arizona Cardinals. We have not talked about that.
We're actually 2 games on that. So that was because I don't think we talked about Raiders Chargers either.
Me and him did already.
We literally skipped right over that. No, we actually briefly mentioned that game, and then just
said they were utter trash.
Okay,
both teams are pure utter garbage.
I will say one thing about this game, and then let's move on to Chiefs Cardinals. Okay, the one thing I will say about Raiders Chargers is, I was right. This was going to be a revenge game after what happened last year in Week 17. If for those guys that need a refresher, if the Raiders had won, they move on to the playoffs, and so do the Pittsburgh Steelers. If the Chargers had won, the Steelers would make the playoffs, and so would the Chargers. If the Raiders and Chargers have tied, then they both make the playoffs, and the Steelers are out. Well, we're in overtime. Raiders kick a field goal, but because of playoff rules, Chargers can go on the field, and they have a chance to score. Chargers ended up scoring a field goal, so they tied it up again. So next score of the game wins it. We are down into the 30 seconds left. Raiders have the ball. And the clock is winding down. I think the head coach of the Chargers' name is Brandon Staley. Well, he decides that he wants to take a timeout so the clock would be stopped. Well, that was a dumb move because that was a dumb move because now the Raiders had to take as much time as they want to go ahead and kick the field goal to win the game. Well, Raiders won the football, won the game off of kicking a field goal. After that game was over, so Steelers made it on, and we know that story. Raiders made it on, then we know that story. Both teams got eliminated in the first round. Not the point of the story. The point of the story is what happened after. Hunter Renfrow went over and spoke to Austin Eckler after the game and said that we would have just let the game tied. And Austin Eckler's eyes just wide open and looked up and he saw, what? That was a crazy game. Now, fast forward into this game. I think they had this going on in their minds. Like, we don't want another mistake to happen how we ended the season. To start the new season, especially since they're facing against the same team. They're facing against the same team. So, I saw this coming from. This is another game where I saw this coming from a mile away, just like the next one. And now, let's talk about Chiefs Cardinals. Cole.
All right, this is the last game on the list.
Okay.
So here's my opinions on the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Arizona Cardinals. I'm just now reading the stats, and my God, Patrick Mahomes threw for 360 passing yards and 5 touchdowns. Congratulations. And Kyler Murray only threw for 103 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. And so here's where I'm getting mixed up here. Is Travis Kelce also got 121 passing yards. So yeah, it looked like that. It was a very competitive game. Because Chiefs scored 14 points in the first quarter. Arizona did it. But towards the second one, that's when it started getting competitive because Arizona scored 7 while the Chiefs only scored 9. Chiefs scored 14 next, and then Arizona scored 14 in the fourth, but they didn't quite catch up to the Chiefs. So it was really more of an offensive game, if anything. But the Chiefs looked like they stomped them on defense. The Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl, but they're going to be a wild card.
I completely disagree with you, but going to Logan, what's your take?
Yeah, I half agree with Cole. I think that the Chiefs have a really good shot of making the Super Bowl, but a few things need to happen. And primarily the main thing I saw is that the O-line needs to improve drastically.
Thank you.
I know in years past, the O-line has, performed. I'm not saying that, it's code red, but they need to show better than they did at this game because the fact that Patrick had to keep scrambling out means that something's not working right.
And that's the O-line.
Thank you.
Yeah, the O-line is cause for... Right.
The offensive line for the Chiefs was terrible.
Yeah.
You want to know what was terrible?
I have multiple things to say about this game. To start off, one, Juju Smith-Schuster had more average yards per game in this game than Tyreek Hill did against the New England Patriots. Just throwing that out there.
Also, Nate.
What?
The two most competitive games today were. Well, there was tons of competitive games. I was not expecting the season to be like this.
But to answer the question, the two most competitive games without question was the two games that went to overtime.
You mean the Colts versus Texans and the Steelers versus Bengals?
Yeah. There was one that was a good third, but that being Titans and Giants. But those two, without question, are the most.
The Falcons versus Saints game was pretty competitive.
So it was more like this is where Falcons versus Saints, and it goes the same way with what I'm going to say for the Chiefs and Cardinals. Two competitive quarters does not make a competitive game. Falcons were dominating the entire game.
But it does when you're coming back.
When you're coming back, sure. So you can say that for the New Orleans Saints in the Falcons game. You can't really say that here.
Yes.
You can't really say that here. They scored two. It was more of they scored two garbage touchdowns. Actually, yeah, two. Now that I think about it, two garbage touchdowns to maybe make it or hold not even halfway up there. You want to talk about offensive line? I thought it was terrible for the Cardinals as well. As for the Kansas City Chiefs, I don't see them winning the division. There's a lot of teams I think will be much better. I do think they'll make the playoffs, but I think there's a lot of AFC teams that'll be much better than the Chiefs this year. And I don't even think it's close.
How much money you want to throw down at this game?
I'm not gonna. I don't like using money to bet.
Do you want to bet using profiles?
Or something else podcasting related, sure. I don't like
Here's what I am willing to bet. I'm willing to bet that you have to change your logo to the Kansas City Chiefs logo if they win the AFC.
AFC what?
For the rest of the year.
AFC Conference Championship game or AFC West?
AFC Championship game.
Oh, I don't even think they're going to make it, so Dill.
And I will change mine to Denver Broncos logo for the rest of the year.
If they don't make it, if Chiefs don't make it to the AFC Conference Championship game, or they lose, they make it, but they lose.
If they don't make it.
Okay. I think they'll be a first. I can see this team being maybe a divisional round exit. Maybe. Most likely a first round exit.
Yeah, my friend, have a deal.
I see this team. I see this team as a seventh round, a 7th seed playoff team.
Hey, can we talk predictions
for this week?
Yeah.
Okay, so I already gave mine for tomorrow. Denver Broncos.
I'm gonna have to be pretty quick on this because I'm pretty tired.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I already gave mine, so we'll go ahead and just do one person for tomorrow. Logan, what's your predictions
for tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Broncos all the way.
Okay.
Who's playing for tomorrow? Nate, who's playing tomorrow?
Broncos.
Seahawks.
We already talked about this yesterday, I think.
I'm gonna go with the Seahawks.
What?
Ooh. What?
Okay, so I'm actually. You said Broncos all the way, Logan. Cole said Seahawks. I'm actually right in the middle, and I said here's what I mean. This is going to be a slow first half. Seattle's very loud, they have a very loud fan base, and it's really hard to see for those quarterbacks that have the earmuffs to hear that. And the only one of the biggest ways to quiet down a fan base is to go and have long drives. I think you're really going to see Javonte Williams ball out. Same with Melvin Gordon, but not as much as Javonte. I say Broncos win, but I think it's only going to be by a touchdown.
Seahawks are going to win.
I will say this. In order for the Broncos to win, they need to come out running and gunning right away.
They're going to. I think they're going to.
They can't come out slow. Dude, they got to fire on all cylinders right away.
Okay, let's move on to the next. Oh, sorry.
if they let the Seahawks fans get any bit excited, they're screwed.
Chargers versus Chiefs is on Thursday. And Chiefs the home field advantage.
Oh, Chiefs all the way. Come on.
I kind of have to agree.
That one's an easy one.
I'm going to have to agree, but I think it's going to be competitive.
Oh, no.
No.
It's not even going to be competitive, dude.
I think 14 points is the biggest spread, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
This is at least going to be a blowout.
14 points or less is where I have this. 14 point difference, I guess is what I'm trying to say. All right, next is Patriots versus Steelers. I don't think it's close. Steelers.
Yeah. Go ahead, Cole.
What's the next game we're talking about?
Patriots versus
Steelers. Steelers, just because of Trubisky.
I'm kind of.
I have to say it's going to be a close game, but Steelers.
I don't think it's going to be that close. Carolina Panthers versus New York Giants. I don't know if you really call this an upset, but
Carolina.
I'm actually picking New York. I liked what I saw.
Carolina.
Today. I liked what I saw today in New York.
Carolina.
I agree with Nate on this one. I think up until today, I would have said the Panthers.
I would have too.
But after
Baker Mayfield did really good today.
After
seeing last second interception,
more like they did. It's like what I said earlier. 2 competitive quarters do not make a competitive game. He did not have a good first half.
I think it'll be close, but Carolina's going to come on top.
Next is the New York Jets versus the Cleveland Browns. I'm going to go with Browns.
Jets.
Hey, wow. I don't get that pick, Cole, but I'll let you have it, bud.
Zach Wilson.
Okay. I think we're all in agreement on this one, unless if our jinx curse happens again. Colts versus Jaguars.
Jets.
Colts versus Jaguars. I'm going Jaguars, just because of their history.
the curse is real. I'm going with Jaguars.
I'm going with Colts.
And by the way, I'm not just saying Jaguars because they happen to be my favorite team. The Colts cannot perform at TIAA Bank Field.
That's
your heresy.
All right. The next one's actually going to be, I think it's going to be more of an exciting game than I expected heading into week 1. Dolphins versus Ravens.
Ooh,
I really like this game. I'm actually going Baltimore. I'll go more on that later throughout the week, but I'm going to go with Baltimore.
So
too.
yeah, I'm
I'm
going
going
with
with Miami.
I'm going with Baltimore strictly because they have the home field advantage.
That's
If
true.
Dolphins were at home, dude, the Dolphins would take it.
I'm not gonna like this game. Next game, Buccaneers and Saints.
Buccaneers, especially what they did tonight, which I'm still pissed off about.
Even for the Buccaneers, it looked awful. Tonight looked awful for both teams, both Cowboys and Buccaneers.
Let's go Bucks all the way.
I gotta go Saints. All right, next one is Commanders versus Lions.
Tank
What
Bull.
is it?
Commanders versus Lions.
Detroit.
I gotta go Detroit as well.
Because
Yeah.
especially with how well they did today.
With how well they did today, dude, I'm going with the
Nobody
Lions.
expected them to be that good.
Right.
All right, next one, I've got an upset. Seattle Seahawks. They play an away game against the San Francisco 49ers. I'm going with the Seattle Seahawks.
I'm going with Seahawks again.
I will change that pick if they go out performing terrible tomorrow. But if they don't,
You know, I gotta take.
if they make it competitive or if they win, I gotta go with Seahawks.
I still think the 49ers got it.
All right, next game is the Atlanta Falcons versus the LA Rams.
Oh man.
LA.
Well, I don't know. I think we're going to see the exact. It's close.
I think the Falcons could pull it off. It's
I
just they
can't.
have the history of choking, especially in the beginning
That's
of the
where
season.
I was leaning with this too. I got to go with the
I'm
Rams
going to go with
because their
LA on
history.
this.
I'm going with the choke artists. Let's go Falcons.
All right, next game. I don't even think it's going to be. I think it's going to be more of a blowout than people expect, and I know there's going to be some people that are going to hate what I'm about to say. I got the Raiders big time against the Arizona Cardinals.
Against who?
Arizona.
The Cardinals.
I got Cards.
As much as I hate to say it, guys, this feels like a felony for me to say. Raiders.
This
You want to know what
is
is a felony?
This one could possibly be a pick change. I think this is going to be closer than people expect. Just like the Broncos-Seahawks game, Broncos have a home field advantage against the Houston Texans.
Broncos.
I got to go with Broncos too, but I think it's going to be close.
Hey, Nate. You want to know what is a felony?
What?
Me saying these 3 words. Fly, Eagles, fly.
You're too early on that.
Next one. But don't say that.
Next one is the Dallas Cowboys have home field advantage against the Cincinnati Bengals.
I'm going with my home team. How about them Cowboys?
All right. Well, for a slightly more educated opinion, after tonight's shit show, Bengals all the way.
I'm going with you, Logan. But just like what I said about this Cowboys game,
in my boys.
Just like what I said with this Cowboys game, it would not shock me at all if Dallas won. I think they're not going to, but it wouldn't shock me at all. Actually, I take that back because you said earlier on the show that Dak Prescott's hurt. He's going to be missing a couple of weeks, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I take that back. Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, the only thing left to say is who dey.
Exactly. Who are they? Anyway.
Nobody.
Well, let's just say after next Sunday, we them boys are gonna be crying.
All right.
Okay.
I'm already crying about the loss today.
So This next game is going to be my third upset pick. I have 3 upsets this week, and possibly 4 depending on how the Broncos game goes, and Seahawks. But
Who is it?
It's the Chicago Bears. They're playing against the Green Bay Packers. I got the Bears.
I'm going with the Bears.
All right. What about you, Logan?
Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. Let's go Bears.
85 Bears Super Bowl shuffle time.
All right. Next one is actually my lock pick of the week.
Wait. What about you, Nate?
I said it first. I said the Bear. This is going to be my third upset pick, to possibly 4th depending on how the Broncos game goes. I got the Bears over the Packers. It was unison on that one, surprisingly. This is where the Packers win. Anyway, Bills versus Titans, and this is
not going to be close.
Bills is not going to be close. I'm agreeing with you.
Bills Mafia, rise up.
This is my lock pick of the week.
Yeah, dude, this is guaranteed gambling this week, y'all. Okay, this is guaranteed.
If I were bet this week, I'd bet on the Bills.
This is a safe bet all the way. Let's go, Bills.
All right, next one. Minnesota Vikings against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
I'm taking Minnesota.
That is a felony in the Cowboys land.
Gentlemen, I gotta tell you, man, this is the game I'm looking forward to the most. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I'm going Vikings.
I think I'm taking
What
Vikings.
I just said was a felony.
I'm taking Vikings because I feel like this is going to be a safer thing to pick. And I say that because what if what we saw last week is not really Detroit having a good offense, it's more of Eagles having a very bad defense. I'm just picking that route. This is a what if scenario. I'm going with the Vikings for that reason.
I feel like every year it's said that the Vikings are going to the Super Bowl and they never do, but I'd watch for them.
Cowboys.
I would watch for them. I'm not gonna watch for the Cowboys. They're gonna sit on the couch. But gotta watch the Vikings, man.
I'll sit on your fat couch in Jacksonville.
All right, real quick before we go, there's 2 more topics. I'll make it really fast. Cole, what's your thoughts on TCU when they played against?
Oh man, that was a good game to watch. Arlington got a spanking handed to them.
Yeah, that sounds about right. But did I expect that? Yeah.
It was kind of like It kind of was like the incarnate word game. Arlington just got their asses handed to them.
Language, sir.
Well, I can say everything but the F word.
So here is Logan, do you follow college football at all? I guess I should ask that question first.
Ian, honestly, I don't. I don't know anything about it.
He's secretly a closet Gators.
Think of it like this. The Charlton is more like I'm trying to think of a good analogy.
Alabama?
No. Charlton is more like the New York Jets of the NFL, and the TCU is more like. I mean, normally they aren't, but I'm only using this analogy because of how big the blowout was. Baltimore Ravens. Because normally they aren't, because it was a game that I expected to be a blowout. I mean, to be fair, I expected 3 other games to be a blowout, and none of them happened. But that was a game that anybody could have seen coming.
And we have one more team to talk about.
Yes.
BYU versus Baylor. What the hell happened to Baylor?
I am mad about myself right now. I am mad.
Seriously, what the hell happened?
Mad at myself. BYU and Baylor.
Baylor just become the worst team in Big 12.
I saw the first half of that game. It was a very competitive game, more competitive than what I have seen BYU do before. Last year, I picked Baylor to win because BYU lost their best player. I felt like they lost their best player heading into the draft because the Falcons picked up Tyler Alliger, their running back. So I feel like, heading into this game, because Baylor won last year, I feel like they were going to do the same thing. No. No. I was watching this game. I was enjoying this game. And then halftime happened. Halftime went through. Second half of the game started. Baylor scores a field goal. After that, I fell asleep. And I was asleep until after the game was over. So I missed the entire second half of the action because Baylor decides to score a field goal that put themselves in the lead. I fell asleep without realizing it. I was tired. I will try everything possible for that not to happen against Oregon. I don't even know when when BYU plays Oregon, but I knew that is all that is on the schedule. As for the game,
seriously, what happened to Baylor?
I'm going to go ahead and look at.
They're going to become the biggest joke in the Big 12 this season. I feel it.
I'm going to go ahead and look at the stats real quick. Oh, so you know what? It's their defense. Jaren Hall just had a better game. I don't know how else to say that. Chase Roberts said their backup quarterback had one pass in this game, and his pass was really he got a touchdown, a 22-yard touchdown. Baylor's defense couldn't stop that, which I'm glad.
Hey, so I just saw a post on my timeline real quick. So it looks like the Jags are playing for a first-round pick, third straight year. Go Jags! Time for an ice cream party. So, at this point, we're already kind of, thinking we're not competitive this year. We're just going for the first-round pick.
I think so, too.
We're really not competitive, at all.
I don't think they're going to get that number 1 pick. I just don't think.
I think they're going to get the number 2 pick.
I don't even think that. I think they're going to get closer towards 9 and 10. Somewhere around there.
Really? Well, guys, it's time to end the show tonight.
Yep.
So Nate has more high hopes for the Jaguars than I do. That's sad.
Kind of like how I have high hopes for my boys. We them boys. We them boys. We them boys.
I have high hopes that
we them boys. We them boys. We them boys.
Actually, let's go in and head into the final thoughts. Logan, I'm going to go ahead and give you first because I have a couple things to say.
Yeah, no, final thoughts. I think the Jaguars, need to focus on the offensive line. I'm still kind of upset about that, Washington game earlier. I don't know if I'll ever fully recover emotionally. I still support the Jaguars at the end of the day, but they need to get their crap together.
As for me, actually, I'm going to go ahead and give it Cole because anyway. Cole, what are your final thoughts?
I think it was a satisfactory week. And this is honestly going to be one of the best weeks in football. Especially with how many upsets they were. It was this really competitive week. and it was an exciting time to be a part of the football world.
So now I'm going to go ahead and go into my final thoughts. Cole, do you remember when you were a special guest here on the show? We did the
yes
power rankings way too early before preseason power rankings. Do you remember where I had the Chicago Bears?
I do not.
They were dead last. I have any hope on the Chicago Bears at all.
Logan.
They go from that to I think that they can go ahead and upset the Green Bay Packers. And the crazy thing about this is that I have two other people who agree with me. Anyway, that is my final thoughts. This has been Nate the Great with Coley Turner and Logan Kendrick signing out.
This has been a weird and exciting episode today.
Yeah, it's been really weird. Let's just say that. This
is probably my last time on the show. You guys probably don't want me back.
We do, all right. We want you to become part of ASAP. They actually do have a Jaguars talk show.
Yeah, they do.
So if you want to join, it's called Jaguars Nation, by the way, which I think they're still alive. So yeah, Logan, if you want to join, you could gladly be a part of them.
Heck yeah. So,
this has been another episode of the Sports Status Podcast with your hosts Coley Turner, Logan Kendrick, and Nate the Great. We'll signing out. We'll see you guys next week.
All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.